But those are your suspicions.
Yes.
Well, now on the international front, the number of people trafficked outside Nigeria seems to be on the rise. The IOM reports that in 2014, about 1,500 Nigerian women were rescued on boats between Libya and Italy. In 2015, the figure was up to 5,633. And in the first 6 months of 2016 alone, they had recorded about 4,000 cases. Now, with the number of atrocities we hear happen to migrants, who try to go, especially by land, why does it seem that these figures are on the rise?
Well, it's unfortunate because, even when people are aware that these things happen, they tell you it's not my portion. So whose portion is it? There's been quite a lot of awareness going on concerning things like this because every day, if you scroll through your phone or you go on the internet, you see these gory pictures. You hear these gory stories. And most of the people who are affected, the victims, are computer savvy. So they cannot say they've not seen things or they've not gotten warnings, about human trafficking going on and all of that. And again, sometimes it appears too good to be true, but maybe they are not suspicious when because now we have a lot of fake agencies. We have travel agencies who get visas and get all sorts of fake packages and make it look like, oh, you're going for one thing or the other. We have these fake football academies who also make it seem like, oh, and Nigerians are crazy about football and we are talented as well. And you have these fake agencies who give you the impression that, oh, there's a football academy, I'm going to take you to Spain or I'm taking you to Italy to go and play professional football. And these guys are so vulnerable and they believe them. And you also have people who, accost young ladies and tell them, oh, you know what, you're very beautiful. I want to take you to do some international modeling. And then we also have people who say, okay, I want to sponsor 50 of you for Hajj. And you're so excited and, thinking that, oh, this is such a very rich and generous philanthropist.
Are
And,
you saying that the tactics are changing? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, the tactics are changing because they come up with all sorts of, stories that make it look like you're going for something professional, some professional job going on there and all of that. So it's changing and, and again, there are various factors. It's not just about the people now. Now we talk about the parents too. Sometimes they are the cause of this problem. They actually push their children to do all these things. Someone comes to the parents and says, for example, I want to take your child to Italy, and the mother just says, oh yeah, take her, or take him away, just, for some little amount of money. So there are very, very many factors, involved in all of this.
If that is the case, why do you believe that awareness is going to be the resolution or is going to be effective in putting a stop to this?
Well, just like how there was so much awareness during the crisis of HIV/AIDS, and it really got to people's ears. We believe that continuous awareness is not a one-off thing. It's something that is going to continue for as long as NAPTIP exists. So I think it will really help.
You say that your agency is no different from the EFCC.
Mm-hmm.
You want it further empowered. Why do you believe that your agency is the same thing with the EFCC?
Well, EFCC deals with crimes relating to money. We deal with crimes relating to humans, and we also deal with financial crimes relating to the traffickers. So we have the powers to arrest, we have the powers to prosecute, we have the powers to convict, we also have the powers to seize and confiscate properties belonging to the traffickers, as well as to freeze their accounts. So it's practically the same operations that we operate. And our salaries are not the same, our allowances are not the same, and we don't have all those, the prestige that EFCC has. And we don't have those incentives, to give our officers. We also have officers that can be vulnerable when it comes to, you know what I mean? So we need to make sure that they are at least quite comfortable so that they don't compromise. Yeah.
So how do we then, let's talk about the 5,000 persons who you were talking about trying to get back from Mali. They were stranded in Mali, as it were. What's the status report on the 5,000 persons?
Well, the people that are stranded in Mali are being brought back, daily. The last time, about how many? About over 100 or so were brought back was about last week. But from time to time, we get information when they are bringing them back, because most of the time, IOM assists in bringing back these stranded migrants from various countries, not just from Mali. So, whenever they are bringing some of them, we get information, but I haven't heard anything about it right now.
How would you rate the capacity of NAPTIP to be able to rehabilitate those who come back from from where they were stranded?
NAPTIP actually deals with only victims and traffickers. You know, not everyone who comes back from all these countries are victims of trafficking or traffickers per se. When these returnees, when they are returned back or repatriated back to Nigeria, the NIS profiles them. So we concern ourselves with just victims of trafficking and the traffickers, because sometimes the traffickers are also brought back with the victims who identify them. So once they are profiled, we just deal with that which concerns us. And then the rest of them who are just illegal migrants who were deported or repatriated back and all of that, they let them go back into the society.
What would you say is the strategy right now to curb, illegal maternities and also illegal orphanages?
Well, the truth is that illegal maternities and orphanages are not within the NAPTIP mandate. That is a job for the Ministry of Women Affairs. But we partner with them, we work with them, we work together. When we have information about such things happening, we transfer to them. So they are the ones who deal with illegal maternities and all of that. I think if they register, if they ensure that these maternities or hospitals or homes are registered and, regulated and monitored, I think it will really help to curb it.
Well, we'll have to take a moment now. When we return, we'll turn our attention to how Ms. Okah Donli plans to ensure that Nigeria regains its Tier 1 status in the battle against trafficking in persons. Please stay with us.